What's it been like?
This is my sixth.
How many more? Are you pretty booked?
I think so. Maybe a little bit more, half of that.
Where have you been? Where were the other 5?
Atlanta, Chicago, Indiana, Phoenix, Utah.
You've been around already. You made a loop already.
Yeah.
In your workouts, what are you trying to prove? Everybody, you're for a guy who's going to basically making a jump to the pros. Everybody has seen a lot. They've seen the YouTube tape and all that stuff and everything. So, what are you trying to prove or try to get across in these interviews and these workouts?
With the workouts, just being solid, just performing. They ask you to do a certain drill. I try to make every shot. I try to make it as perfect as possible, and what happens happens. But with the interviews, is just me being me. No special questions, no special answers.
This team has the 18th and the 49th picks. I know your draft stock is kind of all over the map because there's a lot that people have seen you play, but what type of feedback are you getting on how high you might go or how low you might go?
Great feedback. All been positive, and I'm just told not to worry about where I land. Just continue to perform, and then things will work out.
What's been your biggest area of improvement since the end of the season?
Where I've improved the most, or just shot making ability. Being consistent with it. From wherever I decide to take the shot is more consistent, and then also getting to my areas. Just using the shot to get to those areas because now the defense got to stay alert that you're making shots, and you got to read it from there.
What's the most interesting thing you've read about yourself in draft projections?
That I'm the mystery man. I don't know why they gave me that name. I hear that a lot through interviews, but I tend not to read on it.
Does it bother you? I mean, why don't you read it?
I don't really like reading on myself. Like, I don't know those guys. I don't know what their background has been. Like, well, have they played basketball? I don't know. I don't know them. I just don't know them, so I don't trust them.
None of us have played
But looking at that, do you try to establish an identity for yourself and to say you're this type of player, or this is your skill set, this is what you do well?
The mystery man line?
Yeah, I mean, looking at that and knowing that moniker is out there, that you can establish yourself as a certain type of player with teams or with media types who haven't played basketball.
So far, teams like they've been able to see how I perform, and then some like most teams are getting very excited, in terms of what we can do with them. Like, ooh, like that, or we can't wait if we get him, we get to use him this type of way. So, with that, I just don't really care about that, to be honest. I just play basketball right now.
What type of way do you think you would be best used? I mean, do you see yourself as a around the rim guy or more of out on the floor guy?
Both. I see myself used in terms of reading mismatches. If it's small, go inside. If it's big, come outside. And if it's in between, then work him. Like, make him think you're going outside, go back inside. So just play chess.
One of the things about the Pistons is obviously they have Andre Drummond and a lot of their personnel moves. And when they're looking at their front court guys, they look at how a power forward could play alongside Andre Drummond. Mm-hmm. So, you interview with them in Chicago, and you also now here with them there. Have you given any thought to how you would fit with Andre Drummond if you were picked here?
Oh, I've seen it. I've visioned it. They visualize it. So it's a successful vision because you get to see he can do damage on the inside. So you can stretch the floor out a little bit more. Therefore, there won't be that much doubling if he's on the block. And you just got to move. You need a mover around him. So with my type of quickness and speed, having me around him, would keep the defense really alert.
Have you been working on adding any strength or muscle in the summer so far?
Not since the season ended because this has just been a grind nonstop, like from team to team. So you really got to stay off, working on legs. So I've been touching on upper body a little bit, but staying off legs most of the times because every workout is nonstop.
But just adding weight in general, is that a goal that you want to get to a certain point or a target weight that you've got?
Definitely.
What do you weigh now?
I'm at 216 right now.
And what would you like to?
An ideal situation if I pick a weight, to come into the draft, by draft night I wanted it to be 230, and that because I played at 220, 223, 225, and 223 was my most dominant. So by 230, I would say that would be my most NBA dominant. or a little bit.
So I'm gonna ask you, what do you do to gain weight?
Just eat.
Was it like protein shakes or just burgers, donuts, or anything specific?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
It's just the timing, like the timing of your meals. Like right now, I should be eating something right now. I got my window, my 15 minutes window. So
Wow.
get something in, and then after that, you know, you just got to get as many meals as you can. And for me, like it doesn't matter. I'm not on a strict diet. Like you can't eat burgers or anything like that. Other people, you know, who got to lose weight or got to maintain certain weight, got to stay away from that. But for me, it's just putting it on because I'm always gonna burn it off. I'm never gonna be overweight. So yeah,
What's your age?
Mike George.
Have any teams you've talked to discussed the possibility of maybe playing somewhere besides the NBA next year, just to allow yourself to growth and development?
I've heard some teams ask me the question about the D League. That's one of the biggest questions. The main questions they ask me, what would you think about the D League?
Mhm.
So yeah,
What do you think?
like I told them, I would use it as motivation. That means I gotta go work extra hard.
Would you give any consideration to like a draft and stats playing a year internationally instead?
What's that?
Playing a
Europe,
year in
something.
or
Wow.
Europe or whatever the case may be, 1 year rather than coming into camp, or did you dismiss that?
Probably dismiss that. Yeah.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.